So stillness, quietness, right? These things are, people get confused because you get caught up in the definition of those words. But when you do the meditation and you're still and quiet, you're actually relaxing. And you're just trying to hold that posture but relax. You're just trying to expand, because that allows the vibration to come out, and that allows everything to flow freely, right? That's nature. If it rains, a lot of water comes down, the water flows. If there's an obstruction, it still builds up, right? It still comes out. If it's too much pressure on one side, it's going to break through that obstruction, right? That's nature. It's going to flow downhill. It's going to flow to the lowest point. Pressure is going to equalize, and then when everything's stable, then it's quiet. But the water's still moving, right? There's no such thing as absolutely still. So even the air, when we say, oh my goodness, right? The air is still, it's so oppressive. Air is moving, right? Oxygen molecules are moving, nitrogen molecules are moving, right? So it's an illusion if we say something is not moving, right? Our eyes, sometimes we close the eyes and you can see those little dots moving right inside of our eyes. Sometimes it's floaters, sometimes it's just light, right? Things are always moving. So you have to become baby again. You have to allow yourself permission to move. Allow yourself permission not to clamp down, but if you feel like you have to squeeze, go ahead and squeeze, and then relax. Yeah. And just enjoy. Allow yourself to discover your body and then play. At the same time, because we're trying to develop skills, right? That's why we have forms. That's why we study the mechanics. That's why we create these sets and things. So quietness and stillness doesn't mean putting a clamp on and everything's absolutely not moving. Things are always moving. And that's why we have all the riddles, right? And all the exceptions. Exceptions are never exceptions when you really look at them. Okay, so we'll continue with the silk reeling. Yeah, and before we even start the silk reeling, just loosening up our bodies, right? So you turn from the spine. Your spine has two sets of muscles in each side of the spine. We can call them paraspinal muscles. You imagine those muscles are grabbing and turning the spine like a spindle. So relax a little, bend the knees, and just quietly imagine those muscles grabbing the spine, and they're pulling one way, and then they release, and then they pull the other way. So you feel it pulling, and you relax, and then you go with that feeling and that movement, and then it lets go, and then it pulls the other way. Right? So when you study it like this, you just have to move slow, because you're listening, and you're listening to that feeling of it pulling. Right? You don't want to lead that movement. You just want to think of it and activate those muscles and feel. You want to get to the point that when whatever part of your body you think about, whether it's inside or outside, bone or tissue, muscle tissue, whatever it is, that you can feel that part of your body. Okay? So you just feel a little bit, yeah? And then you just start to relax and speed it up. So just imagine it pulling, right? And pulling, just like washing machine. Arms are totally relaxed. Just let the arms dangle and swing. And just turning the spine by just pulling those muscles. Yeah. And it just becomes faster, and the arms just swing and relax. Yeah. So if I turn one way, right, I'm going to turn from the center. That's going to eventually turn my trunk, which is going to grab my shoulder, which is going to grab my arm, and it's going to swing. Right? So the fingertip is the last part to move. But if I'm swinging, my arm is still moving, transfer energy, and I turn. Right? So I'm turning to my left, it transfers, and then I turn to my right. My arm is still swinging here, right? Because it hasn't gotten caught yet. So if I turn and snap back, that's what causes the hand to snap in. Okay, so first you just slowly loose, let everything loose, and just naturally let the arms, the elbows bend, and just let the palms, the back of the palm or the front of the palm, just slap the body. And then slowly as you turn, you'll have this opposite, right? And turn right, but the arms are still swinging left. And that starts to accelerate the slap. And then what you can do is, if you want, right, you can change the height. So the front can be slapping. Oops, I'm sorry, I got my microphones up there. But the front can be slapping the shoulder, either the top of the shoulder around, and not real hard, but just that tap. Right? Really relaxed, wrist is relaxed. So just let it slap. And you can start directing, so the back is slapping the Ming Meng point. And this goes with the cupping and slapping that we do at the end. It's waking up the body and loosening everything up. And then a little bit more directed. Right? This is easier, just to swing and just let it slap, relax. A little bit more directed, if you want to try it, is where the hands swing up and then they fall, right? So hands swing up and you let them fall. And you notice one hand is crossing to the front, and then I come out, and then the other hand is crossing. So they're switching, right? So just let them swing up and drop, swing up and drop, swing up and drop, okay? And then we put that in with this. So it swings up, right? We have to kind of bounce up, swing up, and then drop. As I drop my body and turn, then the arms will swing, and then I unfold and swings up, and then I drop down and it swings, swing up. Yeah. So this is a little bit more directed, but it's still relaxed. We just have a little bit more intent. And then this rhythm will come out, this up, down, up, down, up, down. So yeah, I've learned it both ways, where you just kind of swing and real loosely swing and just let it slap. And you can accelerate that slap. That slap can be really, really sharp. And I've learned it where it's like up, down, up. There's this rhythm. There's this bounce to it. Yeah. You still have to be relaxed. And it's neat because it's right? It's more of a form when you do it this way. And you can see this bounce, this constant bounce, right? And just let it go. And it starts to come out. And if you want, you can really swing the hands way up and then let it drop. Let it drop. Yeah. Right, so coming up and unwrapping helps to swing the arms up, right? And then dropping down and folding helps to turn it. Yeah. So either way, but the wrist and palm is loose. Okay? So that's turning this way, right? Loosening everything up, letting everything go. And then the other one is you want to pick up the knees, right? Bend down, and so your body can go back and forth, right? Just go back and forth. As you're going back and forth, you're trying to keep the center. And the hands are up, not way up, but dropping down. And as you come down, right, you just let it fall and then draw it up and turn a little bit and then fall. And then lift the heels up, keep the heels off the ground, just off the ground, right? And loose. So your body is like a ribbon. Right? Imagine you have no joints, or even if you think of the joints, you have to unroll at each joint and then unroll at each joint. So you think of loose like kelp. Right? You just have to let it go. Yeah. And a little wider stance. Yeah. You don't want a narrow stance for this. Just want to pick up the heels and just let it go. When you come back, arch back a little bit. Right? You know your body, what is safe, how much you can arch back. But if you arch back, then you're stretching the abdominals, and you're going to stretch the psoas muscle a little bit, right? And then release it. Right. And come here, just drop the elbows. So you come here, just drop the elbows close and let the arms drop. Yeah? And let the head fall and roll, and then unroll. So when you're coming up, you want to expand the spine. Yeah, you want to pull the, you want to, I don't know, hunch is the right, not hunch, but you want to pull the spine up, right? So from here, I'm going to pull from the lower back, and then here it's going to expand, right, the middle, and then the thoracic is going to expand. It's like, so my whole back is rounded but stretched, and then open, and then let it go, right? And then pull this, again, pull and expand the back, and let it go. The breathing would be breathing in, relax, and then just let it go. Right? So even my head is down. I'm there. And just trying to get this big wave, trying to get the whole body to roll and then expand and then drop, expand and drop. So just to help you relax and relax every joint of your body, right? It's just good for that, and allowing every joint to move, so everything to wiggle. Yeah. All right, loosen up. Okay. So those are actually really good warm-up exercises to get you to relax. When you do the movement, you're more relaxed. So, all right. So, as we do the silk reeling, although the silk reeling has more form than what we just did, it's still the same feeling, right? Just relax and just swing. Right? Just relax and just swing. Let the arms just swing first. So, yeah. Have the same quality of relaxing as you turn the body. So we're still turning from the center, right? We're still turning and turning, turning and turning. The only difference is we're adding is we're shifting, and we're shifting while we're turning. So turn and shift, right? But feel that same relaxed feeling in the joints. And let the arms swing, right? And then turn the waist, let them swing. Let them swing and swing. Yeah, so focus on that relaxing today. Letting the joints go, turning from the center, grabbing the spine with those paraspinal muscles, and just letting the arms and everything follow that movement. Yeah. So remember, we can sit back if you want. Stretch and expand the palms and fingers. You know, everything applies. Head is suspended from above. Feet are sinking into the earth. And breathe. Smiling in the chest and sinking the air down. Okay. Okay. And you can wash all the way up to the shoulders, around the shoulder joints if you want, or just around the elbows. And turn as much as you can, picking up the back leg, so you shift. When you shift, sink, right? Are you truly standing on one leg? Right? Don't cheat. Don't cheat and fall and just step down. Right? Check yourself. Are you standing? Right? Can you hold that on that one leg just for a second and then shift? Okay. And then the hands waving up. Number 2. Same thing, turning the waist. Let the legs turn. Okay, come and join us. Yeah, turn. Okay, we're doing the silk reeling. The bottom hand, just the fingertips, the palm starts to teacup. Drop down. Drop down. Okay, you can rub across just below the belly button. We start just below the belly button, and then you can come up higher across the stomach if you want. Solar plex. right? And then the teacup, right? Massaging, massaging, and massaging. So when you come up, this hand will be close to you, right? You notice this hand is here, not way out here. Just keep this hand close to you. And it comes up close to you, shoulder down, elbow down, right? It's right there, the whole movement, and then it's close to you when it comes out, right? And just lightly rubbing, and you drop the shoulders, right? And then eventually can come down and all of this area. And just let that hand drop. Relax. And if you want, you can add the double palm. And double palm is nice. It kind of finishes the movement, gives you time to breathe and reset. And come up. Okay, so come up the kidneys, piriformis, iliotibial band, and anywhere in between. And relax all the joints and just let the body turn and swing. So remember, your body is always vibrating. So even in movement, sung, right? Relax, expand, let those vibrations come out. Let that spiral come out, spiral force, spiral energy, as Dr. Lam likes to talk about. Okay. And then number 3, right? As we started, this one takes a little bit. This one you really can't rush through. Yeah? Nice and straight, and turning the body, rising, rotating, stepping down, sinking. Feel the foot pressing on the ground. Pick up the back knee and step back. Yeah, just take your time. This one, really take your time in maintaining your balance. And transfer, sink on the leg. Let everything go. Find the ground and then shift. Relax the shoulders. Open the throat and smile. Just walking in place. You can look at the palm and then look straight. Look at the palm. Turn the body. Look to turn the waist. Everything starts to turn. Look at the hand. Turn the body. Turn. And then turn. And the palms are turning. Stepping down. The palms are turning. If you're comfortable when you pick up the back leg, right, and from here, the first part is, if my leg is pointing here, pick the knee straight up. And if you're comfortable, you can open up your hip and it can really point, but that's your own comfort. I don't want you falling down, right? So I could really open up my hip joint and point that knee to the side, right? So it would look, I'm turning here, I could just pick it up here, or I can open it up, right? So my whole body is side, right? And I could angle a little bit if I wanted to. That's more advanced, right? Balancing and reaching and that kind of look. But that's a little bit more advanced from there. Okay? The main thing is sinking, trying to keep everything centered, just being comfortable. So it's like navigating the crowds on Black Friday. And the things you want, the timing of all the things you want is just, you're just running back and forth from one end to the other. You can't just go from one side of the mall and sequentially it's like, oh, wait, we gotta go to Macy's. Okay, we gotta go to Nordstrom's. Oh, we gotta go downstairs. wait, we have to go back to the Apple store. So just having that calmness and breathing, taking your time. So you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. But don't go from simple to highly complicated. Just add one thing at a time. And always think, wait, am I relaxed? Right? Am I balanced? If I add another layer on top, is it destroying my balance? Okay, I have to fix my balance, figure that out, then add that next layer. So if you add and focus on here, right, I'm just coming straight down, or I talk about continuously turning, so it can be turning, I'm still turning, I'm still turning, I'm still turning, right? So I end up here, so my body is twisted because I'm still turning, right? So you can, that's a variation, right? It doesn't have to be that big, right? So I could still be turning, 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 and then come back, right? Or it could just be small. So if you make it a little bit more complicated, the shift, you can really look at your hands, because in your head moves, that's going to throw your center off. You have to make a lot of adjustments, and then look straight from there. And right over the top of your head, just dial the center. Imagine you have a little stick coming out from your spine, and you can just turn that, and that's going to turn your whole body. Oh, I have something that would show. I have a pickle. You know the Japanese pickle container? It has a knob on the top and it screws down, right? You turn it and it turns. It's that kind of feeling. Thinking like, oh, I think it's over there somewhere. Okay. All right. Okay. And then you can just flow right back into the shooting palm to relax. Right, so I can just do it from here. I don't have to take a big step all the time. I can just swing and swing. And as I'm turning, you see how I let my knee come in. My knee doesn't have to stay out because my waist is turning. Right? But I don't want my knee to come all the way in like that. Right? I just want it to naturally follow the movement. Okay? All right, and that takes us to number 4. So number 4 comes out of the shooting palm, right? Turn, and then reach behind. This is removing the helmet. Point the elbow straight up, right? Gently stretch. Don't make too big a stretch. The other hand is going to press through, and then rotate and drop the arm, and let it drop, and then turn, right? You turn, the hand swings out, one hand taps the back, and the other hand just folds to the front, right? So you see it just folding to the front. It doesn't tap, it just folds to the front. Okay. And then turn, drop the back arm, turn, and that's going to swing that arm out, right? And then sit back and pull the elbow up. And push the elbow straight up, right? This is going to open up, not too big at first. The other hand presses through until you feel the shoulders connect, the shoulder blades. If this hand pushes more, it's going to turn the body, right? And then the top hand comes and it reaches back. Look over the shoulder, step out, circle, right? Drop the elbow, circle this so it drops down. Bottom hand turns up in shooting palm. And you sit back, right? Reach behind the head, removing helmet. Push the elbow up. Open up the rib cage, not too much. Remember, we want to warm up into this stretch. This hand presses through, the shoulders connect. Rotate right around the spine, drop the arm, and then unwind. Turn, the arms swing up, and then they fold. Okay? And then turn, drop the back hand, draw the elbow up. Okay? The elbow is supporting like a bag of rice. The bottom hand presses through. Start rotating, look over the shoulder, Step out, circle. Reaching behind, removing the helmet. Push the elbow up, rotate around the spine. Drop the arm, swing. Dragon rolls over, just drop the hand. Push out. Push the hand through. Start to arch a little bit more. So looking at the palm, then over the shoulder. And this hand starts reaching back now. You want to maintain that stretch. Turn the palm. If you don't turn, right, if you don't do this teacup movement right here and drop the shoulder, it's going to bind. So you come over here, just drop, right, step, shooting palm, removing helmet. So I can go more from here, which will be a little bit more straight up, and start to open up, and I can go back and forth. Right? So the longer it is, I'm going to start pressing to the side. So elbow straight up, but it starts pressing to the side, and then it rolls. It has a more angle. If the feet are closer, then I start stretching straight up. A little bit difference on how it resets the spine, how you're stretching and pulling the spine. Right? So if I take a bigger step and I'm pushing to the side, I can feel more of this, the hip area starting to stretch and open. So you can vary and play with, are you in the spine more upright or the spine more angled from here. Yeah? And then but rotate right over, and then shooting palm. Removing helmet, right, straight up. Just take your time to get those stretches out. As you warm up, it can be tighter and tighter. Really stretching, even the fingertips, everything. Right? From here, if I go long, right, I'm in this kind of line, right? I'm not to the side. The elbow is pushing up, but I'm pushing back. And then I have to drop down. Yeah.
Is that a dog question?
No, you listen, somebody's got their microphone on. So keep the shoulders connected, and that's why the hand is pressing and reaching back. And so when you step through, really relax, right? Let the hips go, let all the tension go. You're stretching through it. Right, opening up the hip, the spine, and then relax and then swing. Yeah. And press through, reach up, reach behind you, keep rotating over the shoulder, drop the arm. Yeah. So let me turn this way. Just showing you the different angles. Stay right over this leg and then switch. And then press through, rotating. So this last one is called whirlwind palms. You can kind of see why it would be called whirlwind palms. And again, start off small, don't overstretch. Just slowly work yourself into those stretches. Only do what's comfortable for you, what's safe. Okay, and then I'll face you. I think I gotta face you. Make it easy for her, she's getting lost. And so pressing through already. Right, lifting the elbow up. I'm going to go a little closer stance this time. Right, turn right over. Then unwind, looking straight. Dragon rolls over. Again, a little closer. Straight up. Really pull the spine straight up and down. Shooting palm. Trying to open this up. Keep everything stretched so the spine and the organs can reset. Pressing through. And this palm can turn too, can spiral, can press, or can turn up. And you listen to your body. You know, the shooting palms is relaxed. These stretches are getting bigger and bigger. So you take your time through it. And with these kind of stretches, you can't just do it 3 times. Especially if you're doing a big stretch. You have to do enough where it starts to loosen up and the stretches can get bigger and bigger. If you don't do enough of them, the muscle will just tighten back up. So although it's a big stretch, there's still some, right? You still have to relax, expand and unroll the back. Anybody have any questions while we're doing this? Yeah. Okay. So then this is already that swing, right? We started with. You just said without the slap on the top. So you can just add that slap. Right. And then you can just move right back into the shooting palms at any time. Really relax the shooting palms. Turn from the center. Yeah, turn from the center. Sink a little. Yeah. So the hand can go straight or the hand can drop down. It can sweep. Yeah. And remember, you can sit back on the shooting palm. Okay, any questions? There's got to be questions. Any questions on these turns or the coming out, the dragon rolls back? Yeah. Dragon rolls back, it feels like a pump, yeah? It feels like you're coming out and you're pumping, you put your mind in your shoulder blades. So drop your shoulder, drop your elbow. Put your mind in shoulder blades, it drops, and then the shoulder blade pushes out, and then it extends from here. You have to keep this down the whole time. Don't let this rise. All right. And then it rolls back, yeah. So it pushes from the shoulder blade. You have to come. Yeah, so from here, relax, stand straight, stand straight. Right, stand straight, don't let the body tilt, and then push the shoulder blade out. Yeah, and then it drops and follows through. Then drop the shoulder blade, draw the shoulder blade down. So this shoulder rolls, right? That's what you're doing, right? Those shoulder rolls are coming out. Your shoulder rolls from here, yeah? And it extends out. It's from here, right? So not too high. Avoid lifting this up. Right? Avoid lifting like this. Just push the shoulder blade down. Everything stays down, and it falls into place. And the shoulder drops back as you roll back. Yeah? So as you come through, right, push this hand out, push this hand through, and then it's going to stretch and twist the whole back. Right? If I go from the back, right, as I'm pushing through, right, this is turning my body and then stretching the other elbow up. Everything's stretched. Right? So there's this spiral and twist in the spine. And then it releases. As you come to it, releases, and you do the other side from there. Okay? All right. No questions? Okay, let's see. So the silk reeling is a really good exercise. All 4 of them. You can do each one individually. You can join them together. And then again, you just have to play with them. Yeah? So you just start off relaxed, and then you just have to play with them, right? Just decide what do you want to do, just play with them, right? And then just let yourself flow from one to the other. Right? If you're not sure how to flow, then just go back to this and think about, oh, how am I going to transition? Right? How am I going to transition? Well, this one transitions to here, of course. And coming out. Do I want to make it loose or big? Do I want to just go really deep inside and slow and twist and, right? Do I need to loosen up? Right? And reset myself. I just want to make it small movement. What is it I want to focus on? Do I just want to focus on, are my feet solid and sinking, and the very bottom of my feet sinking into the earth, relaxed? Do I want to focus on pulling myself up the whole time? I want to focus on trying to just be in that perfect balance, and keeping my throat open, the breathing relaxed. And remember, any distractions, acknowledge them, and then bring yourself back. And if you have so much distractions you can't focus, just stop. Right? Attend to it. You have too many distractions, that's just too much anxiety. Sometimes you have to do more physical exercise and run and scream, and and then you can come back to more internal. And then you can just flow right back, right? Whatever is you want. And it takes a while. I mean, you have to learn it first, learn the form first, learn the mechanics, and then practice flowing from one to the other, and then practice the form, practice mechanics, and practice flowing, and go back and forth. And if you get frustrated, just throw it away for a little while. Just walk away. Yeah, it's I met this guy who trained with, if you follow Bruce Lee and the people around him, there's somebody called Taki Kimura. So the other night, family next door, I met this guy, and they're saying, "Oh, I wanted to introduce you guys both to Kung Fu." So it's like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you do?" And he's saying, "Oh, I started at Wing Chun, and then I was a student of Taki Kimura." And I looked at him like, "Oh, that's legendary." He said that, so he knew who Linda Lee was, because he was just in that circle, in that world. And when they opened up the museums and things, they invited Taki. So Taki went, and he went with Taki, and he said, "Everybody's coming up to Taki. Oh, it's Taki Kimura. Can we have your autograph?" "Who's that? Who's that next to you?" "Oh, that's one of my senior students." "Oh, can we have your autograph too?" They just knew that he's part of that world, right? They didn't have to know exactly who he was. It's like, we gotta get his autograph, right? He's part of that world. But yeah, there's so much out there. On there. All right, shake everything out. Shake everything out. So practice turning loose, that wiggle, right? Become baby again. Wiggle. Right? And wiggle right from the center. You watch the kids, they do it really well, right? They can do it really tight, just wiggling, and they're experimenting, right? They want to be loose, they want to be relaxed, right? They want to be like this. They don't want to be all tight, right? They want to be just as loose and wiggle like that. Right? What's that? I forget that dance they came up. The grandson did it. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, just that wiggle, right? Everything just moves. And the only thing you're controlling is the spine or the very center. And everything else just dangles and wiggles, and yeah. Just like that, just turning, just oscillating from the middle, right? And then you add a little bit more intent, right? So it can get bigger or smaller, but it still has to be relaxed from there. Okay, bring the chair back and we'll end class. So just a reminder, we'll take a break next week. And yeah, and take a look at Dr. Lam's, Dr. Paul Lam Tai Chi Productions on YouTube. Yeah, It really is amazing that he's got those videos out there. At least 2 of them I bought. It was funny that the guy was asking, oh, don't they just have the warm-up as a standalone? I only see it as part of the larger programs. I'm thinking, it's free. You get everything. Just look at what you want. Just bookmark it on YouTube. Nice deep breath. Sink, relax. Gently close the eyes. So stillness and quietness to allow that vibration, that natural vibration to come up. The body moves, let it move. Relax all the muscles in your face, feel them dropping. It's that feeling of absolutely no expression in the face. Feel the muscles letting go. Feel the muscles around the throat, the collarbone, the sternum letting go. Let the shoulders drop. Open the throat. Use the ha sound when you breathe in so the air rushes down into your lower abdomen, your lower belly. Look into your heart. Put that little sun in there and smile. Learn that feeling of smiling without having to show that physical smile. Relax the eyes. Let all the joints open. You slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together. Yeah, move your feet around. So you know when you totally relax your face, you can feel the muscles falling. Yeah. In the beginning, it's almost that feeling like, oh, I'm frowning, right? You can feel the muscles falling, but you're not frowning. You're just letting go, and you can feel the lips, everything start to pull down, and then you just smile from here. But it shows even how much our face we hold on. There's tension in there. So we gotta let that go. Now warm up the eyes, warm up the face. And just brush the scalp. Center to outside, front to back. At least 3 times. And brushing brushing your hair with your palms after we do the Qigong, gotta be good for your hair. You know, you can spend money on those ionic brushes, right? It's just creating a charge, so you're brushing your hair with a charge, or just do the Qigong and charge up your own hands. The people who, men or women who are experiencing hair loss, they do a lot of Qigong, they do every day, and they add this. There are stories where they say, oh, the hair is starting to grow again because you're stimulating all the circulation. Yeah? You're opening up the channels, stimulating down here, and it flows up. And there's stories where they'll say, you know, the hair is starting to turn black again. And if had two of me, we could experiment. I think the other guy doing nothing, the hair would be all white by now. It would be 100% white. One more time, breathing in, expand, let everything expand. Loosen all the joints so the whole body can stretch, everything gently stretch, and gently let everything fall back into place. Just take your time. Right hand, left hand. Nice and gentle. Hey, so we'll take a break next week. Yeah, and then we'll come back. Just one Sunday break. I don't know if I can sleep later, but at least I won't be as rushing.